Hello, everybody. Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas. As you just seen there on the print screen from Shannon Jeter, in a conversation between us, he told me, buddy, he says, cops can kill you and get away with it. He says, you need to sell your home and move, or the cops are going to kill me. That's what he's saying. And then he goes on to say and says, stop publicizing their business and go buy you another home. Well, that's the question in this video. What is their business? Is their business, are they in the sex trafficking business and in the pimping business and the breaking into home business and the murdering people that report crime to them business, murdering little girls that want prostitute business? What kind of connection do we have between these former secret police and the many crimes and murders here? That's what this video is going to look at here. I did a Facebook post yesterday, and I'm going to show you here real quick. It says, look between Home Depot and Target. And I have a map, and then I have a whole bunch of bullet points in there that I'm going to go over in a minute because they're down in the comments. But I want to show you the picture that I created, okay? This is just using Google Maps, 3802 Fair Circle, Midland, Texas, okay? And then and you have the map view, and then you have the sat view, okay? On the map view, what I'm showing here, I'm going to zoom in, is this is my home. I was shot by somebody under my home, shoots me right here, okay? In the backyard, it's showing a large facility that can't be seen from above ground in my backyard. I had already been told that there was 4 3-bedroom underground homes, cost over $1 million apiece. That's where it's believed the famous oil show parties were going on, where that little girl was murdered in 2010, and the source of the many crimes, okay? And the other thing I want to show you on this map here is that over between Home Depot and Target, there's another one, okay, that can't be seen from above ground. So that's a question if that's another one of these 4 underground homes over there. Also, pay attention for this video down here is the Fairmont Park Church of Christ. And we're going to see here in a minute that, the multiple times that I come by this church and saw just large groups of police parked there. And so the question's been asked if there's any underground access from this church. Does anybody at this church know anything about the multiple murders believed to be committed in this neighborhood, And as far as I know, they've never called for the secret police to identify, wanted to stop the crimes, nothing, and so that's kind of mysterious in itself, and definitely not what I'd consider righteous, okay? And right here in the backyard of my neighbor's house is a water well. My home had a mortar problem. I went around and got a video called Water Wells and Mortars Problems, looking for other homes that had mortar problems in a water well. And here was one on Westmont Court, around the corner, half block away. There's a water well. Maybe there's one of the 4 underground homes there. And then over here, next to that church, is another home on Fairgreen, and it has a water well. It also had a mortar problem, okay? And so I just wanted to show you that picture there, and I want to go into these comments that I posted underneath it. Okay, I was told on a recorded phone call that there were 4 3-bedroom homes buried at least 25 foot deep, and they cost over $1 million each. It was a secretly recorded phone call. That's now a video called $1 Million Underground Facilities. I made just a short clip of that right here.
He was talking about, it was not 1 million, it was actually 4, and they're actually homes
that are underground?
Yes, they're 3-bedroom homes. I asked him about the pizza parties. They said they're not called pizza parties, but I know what you're talking about.
Right, the pedophile parties. Okay, and so that was, one of the many pieces of evidence that I have saying that there's underground homes here, okay? And so then my next comment was Rhonda Denman Rogers said an underground facility is a half block away, okay? And I said this many times before. Keep in mind that Rhonda Denman Rogers didn't say it was 3/4 of a block or it was 2.5 blocks, right? She didn't say 8.5 blocks. She knew exactly how far it was. Law enforcement should have talked to Rhonda Denman Rogers a long long time ago, and I got a feeling the reason that, if that hasn't happened, it's because they already know where these underground facilities are, which means they know that little girl was murdered there in 2010, and they know it's connected to the murder attempt on my life and the murder of the last homeowner, okay? Rhonda Denman Rogers, and basically, I said my home's sitting on top of some underground facility, which is very important, or at least near it. Yes, I know it's a half block away. Okay, and so there's just showing you that print screen. Another print screen I got. Layla O'Brien said that she worked on this safe house project, was completed in 1987, and it cost $7.35 million. Okay, and Layla is a CAD programmer, a computer programmer, and she said she had to sign a lot of non-disclosure agreements on this. Of course, that wouldn't be binding if they're covering up a place where they murdered little girls at. You know what I'm saying? And it's set up for burglary, theft, murder, and multiple other crimes. But anyways, here she is. It costs $7.35 million on the permit. It used to be called safe houses, and this was in 1987, and that fit other evidence I found. Vice President Bush was in office at that time, and this is the hometown of the Bushes. And so the question's been asked if the Bushes, the former presidents, know anything about $1 million underground facilities that were used to host international oil show parties. Okay. And here's my next comment. Sheriff candidate Joe Lozano was recorded saying these underground homes was the hideout for the late Sheriff Gary Painter. Sheriff Painter's hideout, okay? And Sheriff Painter died about a year ago. We had an election, and Sheriff Kreiner was elected on the 1st of March. I've sent him multiple fact-filled emails concerning multiple murders, but he included this one. And so this guy was running for sheriff. He could have been our sheriff. This is a short clip, okay?
People saying that tunnels and or underground facilities are near my home.
It's a recorded phone call.
I secretly recorded a woman on the phone who told me there were 4 3-bedroom underground homes that are 25 foot deep, and each of them cost over $1 million. She told me they were having pedophile parties in these underground homes. This is posted to my YouTube channel, that phone call. Another woman told me that she worked on the underground project, which was finished in 1987 while Bush was vice president. The Bushes are from Midland and were in the oil field business. She said the total project cost was $7.35 million. I have a screenshot of her telling me this. A guy named Ricky Ronaldo tells me that he used to live in my home, and him and his brother used to go in the tunnels under it. I have a screenshot of him saying this. A woman named Rhonda Denman Rogers tells me that the underground facility is a half block away, and I also have a screenshot of this statement. She didn't say it was 1.5 blocks, so she knew exactly where it was at. A few months ago, a woman told me to go look at my address at 3802 Fair Circle on Google Maps, and I see a large facility in my backyard on the block map that can't be seen from above ground. Google Historical Maps shows what looks like a large tunnel ditch was cut coming from the back of Home Depot aimed directly at my home. Anybody can see this right now. Earlier this year, I found out there was a police report all along, but the names on it didn't match the names provided by the private investigator, nor did they match the timestamps on the cameras. 2 of the law enforcement officers seen Naylor and Simpson, and that is Mike Naylor, late Sheriff Deputy Mike Naylor, and Midland Canine Police Officer Jansen, both died within 2 months of each other, and their names were not found on this heavily falsified police report, except they were caught on camera and identified. All of their names are posted online. 5 police officers, Davis, Dickey, Chatwell, Angel, and Hale, were listed as being at or in my home, but they were not seen arriving on the front security cameras, and this told me they were under my home. It's suspected they were at an underground party, and very possibly one of them was the shooter, aka would-be killer, that shot me. Additional evidence was found showing that I had unknowingly trapped a burglar in my home on the same day. Not all things are known, but the facts are the facts. So we can be sure that tunnels and underground facilities are here, and we can be sure that I didn't shoot myself. It's not my word against their word. I have the security camera pictures, videos, police reports, medical records, ballistic evidence, screenshots, and recorded conversations posted online. Please take the time to watch these, and I'll be sure you're convinced this lawlessness has to stop. And I sent you links to 4 different videos that are fact-filled, just incredible videos that show the evidence, because it's one thing to just tell a story, but it's a whole other thing when I'm showing you that the size of pellets are 2.5 times the size is different than the size of pellets that were in my gun, or the fact that I had pictures of these police. And I took these pictures and I sent them to the mayor and the city council and to Sheriff Painter and to the chief police, who was Robinson at the time, and nobody would identify them. That's what forced me to offer a reward, And of course that,
buddy, that was Painter's hideout thing. Okay, and the hell that did it.
That was Painter's hideout thing. That's what Sheriff candidate Joe Lozano was recorded as saying. And this was not even that long ago, because the new sheriff was elected, Connor, in March, at the 1st of March. And so, if that is not just an overabundance of evidence proving that these underground facilities and tunnels are here, it is. And then it's real obvious that they're connected to multiple murders besides the home invasion murder attempt on my life. What I mentioned in that phone call to Mr. Lozano there was this right here. Evidence shows that somebody under my home shot me 2 weeks after I reported a suspected tunnel to the DEA. And so many people have asked, I wonder if somebody at the DEA set you up to be murdered because you reported crime to them that they were involved in committing. Well, that's a very good question. Maybe somebody else called the DEA, reported crime, and now they're dead, right? Don't you think we should be asking that question right there, because my records will prove, called the El Paso and the Midland DEA. What I have here is a print screen or a shot from the medical record showing the size of pellets that were removed from my foot. Okay, here is one of my shotgun shells showing the size of pellets. And then I have a chart at the top showing that the size of pellets removed were 2.5 sizes different than the size of pellets in my gun, proving with absolute certainty that I wasn't shot with my gun besides all the other evidence. We also know I was shot from 2 inches above ground level 2 weeks after reporting a suspected tunnel to the DEA, with multiple people saying tunnels and underground facilities here. With that kind of evidence, then we can be 100% sure somebody under my home shot me. And we're going to find out here in a minute, it might have been police officers, and maybe it was police officers that were involved in sex trafficking the little girls, right? At the party, like at the oil show parties. And this was just part of it, but it based on evidence, it looks like I was shot with a handgun, not a shotgun, but a handgun loaded with a special bullet that was a plastic tip pellet-filled bullet, okay? And that way it would make it appear that I was shot with my shotgun when I hadn't been, and it fits the space requirements in that small room. Plus, it explained why the surgeon said he removed the plastic from the wound, and also the size of pellets is the same size as the lab report. Okay, that means that whoever shot me, they had a special bullet to kill me with. That's called premeditation right there, folks, and that's absolutely a capital crime. Ricky Ronaldo said that him and his brother used to go in the tunnels under my home when they lived here, okay? He wrote me. I've got a sprint screen of it. There's a picture of Ricky Ronaldo. When I was a kid, there were tunnels under the house. Me and my brother used to always go down here. This is from, if you go to Google Earth and look at the historical pictures, this sat map picture was taken like 6 months before I'm shot. Here's Home Depot, and here's my home where somebody under my home shoots me. Can you see where the ground was cut? Looks like a tunnel was cut, aimed directly at my house. I'm actually now suspecting the people at the oil show parties were parking in front of Home Depot, going underground somewhere over there, coming through this tunnel over here, and in my backyard was in one of the 4 underground homes, okay? And that's where I believe that young girl was murdered at in 2010, okay? My home and 2 other homes had a brick mortar problem, and they all had a water well nearby. And I think I hit that a minute ago. Here's the Home Depot, okay? Back at Home Depot, here's my home. That we can see where we believe the underground home is in the backyard, okay? My home had a mortar problem, 3802 Fair Circle when I moved in here, and my neighbor's got a water well right here next to where the underground facilities believe. So I went around to my neighborhood looking for other homes that had mortar problems and a water well with them. And I found this one a half block away. Remember Rhonda Denman Rogers says a half block away. There's a big empty lot. Be perfect place for an underground home right here. There's a water well right there. That home had a mortar problem. It's believed the mortar problem come from digging under the home and made the foundation unstable, caused the mortar to break. Over here on Fairgreen Circle, okay? This home has a water well right there, and they re-bricked the whole home because of the mortar problem. And right here is the Fairmont Park Church of Christ. You can see it. It's actually right down my alley to my home, okay? And that's going to be more important here in a minute on some of these at the end of this video, okay? And then this one, 50,000 foot view here. It's suspected the famous social parties were held underground here, and the people were parked in the Home Depot parking lot. A clerk told me if you happen to see a lot of cars parked there late at night, it's because we're stalking. Okay, and then my friend had told me about a young girl that was murdered at one of these parties in 2010. Well, this clerk at the Home Depot store here, you know, I'm telling her my story, and she just blurts that out. You know, I hadn't seen a bunch of cars parked here late at night. You know, but I think it was a clue, and it makes sense that oil show party for international oil show would have a lot of people there. They would need a lot of parking, and they'd need an excuse. Okay, oh yeah, all these people are stalking or whatever. Okay, and so that's where I'm suspecting. And then they were going underground and coming back where it looks like this tunnel's at. In last year on July 2nd. I met with Homeland Security, and we come back here, and I took them back here, and I showed them where I thought the tunnels were. I provided them this map. 2 weeks later, on July 19th, the ground was dug up, the asphalt was dug up, and concrete was poured back here. And then about 2 months after that, the Secretary of Homeland, Kevin McCleenan, resigned. And that same week, the Secretary of Energy, Rick Perry, former governor of Texas, also resigned. And also interesting here, his home right here, it's just barely out of shot across the street, used to be owned by the former brother-in-law of U.S. Congressman Mike Conaway, and he also announced that he's not running for re-election. I believe or suspect that McLean, that Rick Perry, and Conaway all are leaving political office because of the underground facilities and the multiple murders believed to be connected with them. Okay, here's the date on that map: 6/16/2011. I'm shot January 28, 2012. Okay, here's a block map. Okay, Google Maps again. The large facility in my backyard seen on Google Maps can't be seen from above ground, and there's another one like it between Home Depot and Target. Okay, once again, here's my home. In the backyard is this underground facility, can't be seen from above ground. Here's Home Depot, okay? And there's a big parking lot out front, okay? But between Home Depot and Target right here is another one of them underground facilities that can't be seen from above ground, you know? And then right down there, you're going to see the Fairmont Park Church of Christ. That home right here on Fair Greens where the water well, and the water wells was over there on Westmont Court. And then I looked and I threw this map in, which is just a side-by-side comparison. And I'm asking everybody, if you're watching this video right now, just go to maps.google.com on your phone, put in my address, 3802 Fair Circle, Midland, Texas, and just switch between the map and the satellite views, okay? You will see in my backyard, here's this large bunker home, right? I think it's a 3-bedroom underground home, 25 foot deep, cost $1 million because that's what I sold. And you switch to the terrain map or the satellite map, it's not there, right? And that's the same thing with the one between Home Depot and Target, which is also very close, you know. And my little comment at the bottom, Midland, Texas, my home because I chose to come here, you know. And that's based on a lot of people wanting, you know, trying to force me to sell my home and move. And I'm not moving. It's my home, you know. And you know, we just got to get a grip on the crime problem and the public corruption that's going on here. And so, y'all watch the rest of this video. I think you'll find it real interesting about the police cars at the church and that. Thank you.
7 911.
Check this out. 6 police cars at the church here that's right by my house. That's the Church of Christ. Look at all them police cars. This is interesting. Look here. Look how many police cars are at this church, which is in relatively a half block from my home. My home that somebody tried to murder me in, right? That car is 5108. That truck, community service officer, 5376. This one's 5566. That one's 5368. Oh, there's more of them. Hold on a second. 5367. Looks like we also have, what else we have here? That one I can't find a number on. Can't get a number on that one. Yeah, 5115. That is a whole bunch of police that are here at the church, at the Fairmont Park Church of Christ. Isn't that interesting? Let's see if on the other side. We're having a meeting. Well, there's a person running. Look, they're running. They're running down the alley. Okay, they're down there at the end. They got their hands in the air like, don't shoot, don't shoot. Did they get hit? I don't know. Something happened. The car gunned it. I could hear them gun it. All right, now they're opening up the trunk, okay? And they shut in the trunk, and now they're leaving. Here at the Fairmont Park Church of Christ, seen all these police cars. Of course, I was shot from half a block from here. 5631, parking enforcement. Another police, I don't know which one that one is. Another police car. That's a city police car. Another one and another one. They're having a big old prayer meeting here today, folks. 5566. You know, and I know just recently it was a Ector County law enforcement officer suggested that I drive by this church and kind of hinted that there might be, you know, some connection with the underground facility. That car is 5106, 5469. This one's 5467, 9004, 5115. And that one's a ghost vehicle. We don't know. I'm at the Fairmont Park Church of Christ here on Fairbank Street. A bunch of police cars parked here, about a half block from my house. That one is 5621 traffic control is the number on it. That one is 5688. There's a couple more here. I can't get the numbers on them. And there's more here. 5572 on that one. And there's another one. And so, you know, within a half block of here, I survived a capital murder attempt, caught a group of secret police sneaking in my home, stealing evidence, and staging the crime scene of this murder attempt. I bought that home. The previous homeowner died. There's lots of evidence right there. 5106, 5467. I'm calling some more numbers out. But it looks like he was murdered before I ever moved into my home. And